why the ship couldn't survive, why the ship was still sinking, because we were trying to pump water out, but we didn't realize it. It was coming in the bottom faster than it was coming out the top. So the ship was just sitting there, not sinking. We were taken in tow again by another tug, and towed us into Riveters Islands, which is off the southwest corner of Okinawa, and we joined a host of other ships down there which were in similar condition. Well, I forgot to mention, we had, under control of our ship in CIC, we had 12 United States Marine Corps F-4U Corsairs, a great fighting plane. We had 12 of them assigned to our ship, orbiting our ship, and we orbit them out to meet the oncoming kamikazes, to prevent more from coming into us and to other picket stations and to the landing areas in Okinawa itself. After that, we were repaired. We were, well, of course, we had to get all the bodies out of the engineering spaces. And you just, when you have destruction like that, human destruction, the only thing you can do is just get the fire hose out and just fire hose and wash it all over into the sea. Well, from at Riveters, in a dry dock which they had there, a floating dry dock, we were patched up. They patched the holes in the bottom. They couldn't straighten out the keel, but with a patch on the side where the kamikaze went in, and all the holes around there made us watertight. Then they floated us. We stayed afloat. So we had lost 100 guys or more in the battle, and wounded and killed, and another 100 were transferred off of the ship for other assignments, and another 100 of us, about 300 total, volunteers to take the ship back. So we took the ship back from Okinawa all the way to San Francisco Naval Shipyard at the end of a tow line. That is one long tow. The tow line consisted of anchor chain from us, the ship, and wire, heavy-duty wire from the tug, and they were fastened together, forming a long catenary underneath the surface of the sea. And they towed us slow. It was about 7 knots average across the ocean. It took us 3 days less than 2 months underway at the end of a tow line to get all the way back. And on the way back, the big bombs were dropped and the peace treaty was signed. The peace treaty we're celebrating here. We were at sea, probably between Eniwetok and Pearl Harbor, approximately there. And we got to San Francisco, pulled into the shipyard, and to relief of all of us, we went through a typhoon under tow on the way back. There were ships in this convoy which we were in, which were sunk during the typhoon, but somehow we did not go down. It was just absolutely amazing. There were times we couldn't even see the tug which was towing us from our ship because the swells were so high. But the catenary was so long that it never reached the surface. Had it reached the surface, it would have snapped. And when it snaps, we go immediately into a trough and capsize. And we're done. We're just lucky. I stand here unscathed. I don't know why. But I am. Anyway, in San Francisco at the shipyard, the guys at the shipyard came aboard to inspect the ship to see what they had to do to repair it. And they didn't spend more than about 10 minutes down in the engineering spaces. And they came up and their very words were, "Who the hell said they could repair this thing? Scrap it." And that's what happened to our ship. We scrapped. And a fine book has been written about this ship, and the website is still available. If you're interested in looking at a great website look at usshadley.com. That's all you got to do. Or usshadley.net, I think, is the newest one.